welcome back to Project Zomboid. Here with myself, Paddy the Point Man Lusty. Well, we left Paddy here just sitting watching a bit of telly. He was just after you get up in the morning, just get some skill points in quite early on. Nice thing to do. Honestly, the skills that you get off this TV are they're absolutely brilliant. And do forgive the cough as well. I just have a little tickly cough for the last few days. It's really been annoying, and I just reviewed the other video uploaded the other day and it was really annoying, so I'm really sorry about it. It's probably going to go on for another few days, but frightfully sorry about it. Not much you can do, unfortunately. And I was mulling over our last episode. We dropped up to a little housing estate just up the road from the house here, and Paddy just nipped in. He had a look at some houses. Now I found a house up there, and we talked about in the last episode that I quite like, you know, to fortify and things like that. And I mulled it over, and I think actually, yeah, once we get a car, I think we might just load up and get all our stuff out of this house and move up to that house, because we can block off the entrance quite quickly with a car. And on top of that, then as well, we can quite comfortably as well just fortify it very easily, as opposed to this house. We're going to be a while fortifying the back garden here and whatnot, and really that house up the road, it actually affords the same opportunities this place does. You know, you're really close to town, you're not a big drama really getting to and from the place, so it makes much more sense to go up and take on that place. I'm just going to have a quick gander around the front of this house. Yeah, we'll dip in here, we'll have a look. Yeah, it just makes more sense. It does, saves a lot of chopping down trees and whatnot. And it's there within arm's reach, so we might as well go up and take it. You watch the sod law. No, one of these windows will open, or the alarm will go off. Well, hallelujah. Yeah, there's no point. Just someone emailed me and they're like, why would you waste all that time doing that? And it is a good point. Why would I bother? It is a good spot we're currently in, but why would you bother? Just move up to the other place. It's a lot more fortifiable. As I said to you before, getting butter knives and things like that throughout the game, really important now. What I might actually do as well while I'm on the way up, I might I nip into that travel shop, or that supermarket beside the travel shop. We'll see. We shall see. Yeah, they've just released a new update today as well with the game. Just it's the I will back up my saves updation. They've updated 41.23. Just a few little tweaks and things like that here and there on in the game fixes and whatnot. I try not to go into too much detail because half things I don't even notice, to be honest with you. There's a few things early on that were, you know, really important to get fixed, but now they're just tweaking, really getting for this as a full loadout as such, so I'm not overly concerned about it. But have a read into yourselves. You know, you might be of some sort of interest to some of you. I'm just looking for a few nails to board up the house with. Antidepressants, just what we needed. Nervous wreck, terrified. I'm still at the back of my mind from a few episodes ago, thinking about when he got a few of those little scratches and whatnot. So I really hope it doesn't come back, and yeah, it'd be a bit of a shame really for him to go down so easily. It would be pretty annoying. It would be pretty annoying. Has anyone else had, you know, really good luck in that respect? I think I picked up that book. Can't remember. I'll take it anyway, just to be sure. Has anyone else had, you know, multiple injuries like Paddy has, and survived? For me, I've never had so many injuries and survived. I really haven't. Really unusual. Well, I think it's unusual. I don't know if you've had it before or not. If you have, let me know. But I think it's just pure having that luck tray on that's done the job. That's protected Paddy from the worst of it. Ooh, that might be worth having a look at. That might be the car we need. A few bodies over there. Not too many. We might as well go in here and have a look and see. There's someone come out the top window there. No blood splatter on the ground though. Oh, it's just so annoying. I've been into this garage before. You need to basically move that bloody table to get in at the bits and pieces in there. Anything good? Yeah. Sacks, handy to have. In case any of you are wondering, really handy to. They're really handy to have for just picking up. I do quite a lot of composting in the game, so gather up that rotten food from around the supermarkets and whatnot. Oh, lovely stuff. Is there a car? Go on, or go, be a key. Ah, nah. So, yeah, I pick up quite a lot of rotten food in the late game and use it to compost. I think it's a good idea. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Oh, bag's full. No key for that, so might as well siphon off the gas out of it. Whatever's left in the tank. What do we get? Piddle, probably. Yeah, get rid of that as well. Ah, yeah, there's absolutely piddle all in the bottom, in the tank. Oh well. Yeah, every drop helps, and can help keep you going, can help get you over to somewhere you want to go late on in the game. Yeah, I should probably think about heading down to that military base at some stage. That it's one of the mods there. It's a fantastic mod as well to add on, but it is a very difficult, it's a really difficult place to get on, and it's just absolutely rammed with rammed to the rafters with zombies, so you really have to have your wits about you, know. Otherwise you will be leaving with a solid bite in your arse, and you will not be back. Oh, don't tell me this. This house is bloody empty, isn't it? Looks like it, doesn't it? I know some people are going, oh my god, I can't believe you ran into that room so quick. Here, it happens, doesn't it? I don't believe it. Oh, did we come in and... No, we didn't come in by this place. I think the whole place is empty. Looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, how stupid is that? I'm not even going to bother with that last room because I know it's empty. Stupid. Did we have a nosy in that garage? Did we have a nosy? Yeah, we did actually. Or was it the other one we had a nosy in? Oh, it was this one. I just closed the door behind me. Yeah, I just have a habit of doing that. I just close all the doors. The last thing you want to do is, you know, get a bite taken out of your arse completely unnecessarily because you just forgot to close the door behind you. Silly. Surprised we haven't come across a car yet. Of some earthly description, anyway. Yeah. Nervous wreck. In you get, Paddy. Go looking for those pints. Scrap metal, electronics, thread. Nothing in there. And a bit of gas. Beautiful. Well, let's sort this out actually, because we had a vehicle over here, if you remember. A car over here, and we have a key for it, so that works out quite well. We can chuck a bit of motion lotion in it, and we can get all our stuff, chuck it into the car, and we can move up to the house up the road. I think there was a rotten pork chop there, was it? Yeah, there was. I'll be back, because you go in my compost heap. Yeah, let's tip on over here. Yeah, we had a little car actually here. It was really good luck and found a key inside the house. I think it was on our second episode. Yeah, we found a key, so beautiful. We can load this car up some juice and drive. Add gasoline. I think we had another drop in the other tank, if I'm right. Super. Just chuck in the back of this those bits and pieces that I don't really need at the minute, including that. And raw water. Need two. Load it up. We're moving out. Here, anyway, we've got the house here. It's all boarded up anyway, so it's grand, really. It's a little safe house, separate to the other. And I really wanted this car up and running at some stage. One of the main reasons is you'll know later on. Those of you seasoned players of Project Zomboid, as you all know, a beautiful helicopter comes to have a nosy at us later on in the game, and it causes a right old bloody nuisance of itself. Get all this crap out of here. Yeah, it makes a right old nuisance of itself, and yeah. So it's handy to have that car there just to do a runner away and get as far away from, you know, whatever safe house you're in. You can just roll out the car and you're off your uncle. Right, in here and get the rest of the stuff out of the house. Yeah, it saves the job actually, that, and you know, it's all well and good putting up your own little walls, but they can be destroyed. So yeah, it just makes sense. We've got the time, we've got the space, we're near enough to the place. We've already killed a fair few of the zombies down there anyway, so yeah, you might as well just go down and use that as your base. No point of hanging about, is there really? No point of hanging about. Probably just doing a little dance there. Get all this crap out to the car. Yeah, it's still running like he needs a dump. But sure. Could be worse. Oh, the cars, when they added them all into the game, geez, I can't even remember now when I think it was Bill 39 they added the cars in. Oh, jizz, was a godsend it was. Because it realistically, you started in a town, and that was really a town for the game. You couldn't, you know, you couldn't realistically run between two places and have a safe house. All you ended up doing was you just run between. You wouldn't run, but you'd walk between, you know, two towns, and you just survive out of a bag. There was no real incentive to sit. Sorry, I tell a lie there. Some people, you know, would completely sit down and, you know, not move towns. But if you were playing long game, you know, running into a few months within a town, you could quite easily start to run out of space, or run out of food in the town and things like that, and just general supplies. So it made a lot more sense just to add the cars into it. But a chap actually added a mod to it, just done some, you know, rough designs of cars and things like that, and it worked so well. It did. It was just a great little mod. Don't get me wrong, the animations were pretty pants, but sure, what do you expect? You know, you couldn't be asking the chap to put in, you know, hours to do models like the one you've got here in front of you. You couldn't ask them to put in that kind of effort. That was up to the developers. It was a really important part of the game, and it was in their roadmap for quite a while. It was absolutely brilliant to get it. I think they've done a really good job on it as well. which we're quite pleased about. Everyone was absolutely delighted when it all got added in. Yeah, it just adds a new dynamic to the whole game. It's brilliant. It really is. They've done a good job, and I couldn't say a bad word about the effort that they put into it. Well, Paddy is absolutely breaking it. Nervous wreck. He's a nervous wreck. When I finish loading up the car, I'll get the rest of the freezer stuff out, and we'll lift and shift down to that house. But lo and behold, when we get down there, you know it'll be half a ton of zombies waiting for us. But sure, name of the game. Crap out as well. Burning down the house. Yeah, it's the. If you were wondering why he doesn't run like that, it's just the outfit. It's just the fireman's outfit. Just because it's such a big piece of kit, it just limits your movement. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of the game, isn't it? It's the nature of the clothing. It's thick, and it stops you getting bitten and things like that. It's good. It's good. Oh, is that the boot full? No. Just load some bits and pieces in. Got a few sheets with us as well, which is good. It'll have us block up a few of the windows when we get in. Got all this stuff on the passenger seat. We took a few weapons here with us as well. We might have to do a second trip, probably, but it is what it is. We got all the essentials out really, and what I'll do is I'll have a look, see what's left inside, and make a judgment call whether we come back for some stuff. Yeah, do many? I don't know really the popularity of towns to start and things like that. I don't know if anyone has any preferences. If you want to let me know what what you like about a town, what you don't like about it. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Rosewood and West Point. Some people like starting in the back of Beyonds and trying to do the whole survival piece in the back arse of nowhere. Not a big fan of it. Especially not in this game. There's no hunting been added to the game yet or anything like that. So it's a bit of a dud if you ask me. The loitering about in the woods and things like that. Yeah, it's a bit of a dud for me. I much prefer the towns themselves as survival. Yeah, one of the towns over, I think it's Muldraw. Yeah, it is Muldraw. There's a great little spot near one of it's close enough to town but far enough away, if you know what I mean, to not be too big a drama. But yeah, I normally set up outside the wood factory or the lumber yard or whatever it is, whatever you call it. Yeah, it's a really good spot to set up, and you're near quite a lot of wood and things like that, so you can set up a pretty sexy base quite quickly in the game. Might actually get away with it. We might be able to get absolutely everything out of the house and tip on to the new place and forget about little old homestead here. I'm sure we'll be back at some stage. As I said, when you're looting houses and things like that, it's handy having the car, don't get me wrong. You can mosey around at your leisure, but at the same time as well, it's definitely got a drawback to having the car and that. It just makes you a big sitting duck really. Zombies hear you miles away, and yeah, it's a bit annoying. I think I put some medical supplies upstairs as well, so there. As we found out in the episodes previous, it's good to have a good stock of them lying about. Is some medical supplies. Yeah. You can actually make out of those hairsprays there. You can actually make bombs and things like that. Handy piece of kit to have. Did I chuck the bottle away? Bottle of wine. Paddy's wine. On the move. I don't think we left anything in there, did we? No, we definitely didn't. I will leave a light on. No, we won't. What I'll do is I'll pinch another sheet here. Remove the curtains. Reason being, we can just use these on the next house we get to, and we actually don't need them there because the windows are boarded up, and this one's boarded up and it's got a metal sheet on the outside, so we're grand. We're grand. Right, let's head off to the new homestead. Paddy needs a drink before he goes. He won't be happy. Just a drop of water, not a screed of Guinness. Not even a packet of crisps or peanuts. Right, head off. I think this car is actually a little bit too small to block the entrance to the house, but here, we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. Bye, house. Nice knowing you. You know what? I'm just going to reverse all these lads. I know. It's a good little tactic. The only downside to this is you can actually flip the car quite comfortably in this game. As you can see, it just nearly did it there. Oh, I think that's a police officer there, is it? Pretty good. It's good work. One more there now. 5. I remember chatting something about this. Like, oh, you're wasting precious fuel and all that. Yeah, I get it. We are. Like, for the sake of it, we mill down loads of zombies here. We have. And we can actually come back and have a nosy around these guys later on. Yeah, we can have a little nosy around them later on and see if they've got any nice gear on them. Now, I think we dragged quite a few of them up here. If I remember rightly, we did, yep. We did indeed. Just a little bit too big. What we do is, ooh, juicy police car. I know the horn there sounds really quiet. I've turned it down. I just can't stand the sound of it. It drives me absolutely mental. It does. And, yeah. But this should drag a few of them down here, get them away from the house, so I can actually get in and get all this gear out of the car. Might as well eat that while we're out. Here's Susan from the house next door here. She obviously she got out of Palm Travel. Yeah, Paddy knew her from a few years ago. Her fries weren't very good, so he said, you know what, we're done here. No more. Oh, game's gone like uber laggy there. Don't know what happened. There's a key there for the police car. Look at that. How annoying. Having the keys for a police car is absolutely golden. What I actually do, it works a treat, is turn the sirens on and just dragging loads of zombies away from you know, wherever you're setting up. It's such a good little tactic. I love doing it. Absolutely love doing it. What have we got in here? Close. Eat some axe. himself rather annoyingly. Try and drag them away as well. Yeah, it just added such a nice dynamic to it, having the cars and stuff. Jeez, there's a fair crowd of them. Getting away from the house, you can set up quite nicely. They do wander around and things like that, and do redistribute into different cells, but it's not a bad tactic, this. Ah, there's another one with a siren on, and an ambulance, ambulance. This is wonderful. It's a really good job actually. It's a little setup actually, this. Over there, lovely stuff. Keeping an eye on what vehicles are about. Worst thing is you can actually attract more to the area than you were hoping, and you end up just with loads of them hanging about. You're there for bloody days trying to clear the spot out. That's not bad, I like that. Nice ambulance sitting there. Yeah, that got rid of a good crowd. Do most of you guys use this tactic as well of number one, running them down, and number two, actually you know, using, you know, police ambulance or like or their sirens? I love this tactic of mine. I love doing it. One of my favourite tactics actually. I'm just conscious of this. He's ridiculously tired. And that's how we actually got nabbed the last time, was you know, playing our cards a bit too tight. He's just a bloody nuisance. He might wander in and blow the whole show. Another bloody zombie down there coming. Bloody hell. See how we get on. If they go past, we might nip into the house here. We will. No, of course, fucking running it's easier, doesn't it? Not the law. Take him out. Yeah, I just hate when he's this tired, Paddy. See what I mean? It's just sluggish. Just takes one shit swing and you're out of the fucking game. Excuse my language. Especially when you're loaded like that with gear. It's always a bit of a mission moving house, to be honest with you, so I'm not surprised, you know. But this, yeah, can just be a bit of a nuisance at times. Some of this area here. Just want to go in and investigate this house as well. By the sounds of it, there's someone around the back. Or someone inside. Yeah, look, the back door's been broken down. Oh, is that? Or did I leave that open? See what I mean? I don't know where they are. They're obviously going upstairs somewhere. Is there anything else I can just dump out here really quickly? All the heavy stuff. A few of these bits and bobs out. In the fridge. Fridge quite quickly. Ah, yeah, we got a decent view of them away from the house. Not too bad. Oh, I can't believe I left that telly on. I think I came in here the last time, didn't I? Yeah, get that turned off. Well, guys, that's Paddy for tonight. I'm going to get him wrapped up. I'm going to chuck him back in the car here, and we're going to tackle this house on our next episode. But pleasure having you with us here, and we'll see you again very shortly. Thanks a million for tuning in. You like the video, you like what I'm doing, hit that like button and subscribe. See you again soon. I'm Paddy the Pint Man Losty.